Alright guys, Papa Pepper here once again. Today I'm going to be talking just about some more serious stuff, some thoughts, and probably going to actually have to crank out a full series written up on the deal. But just thinking about racism a bit. Personally, I don't believe in races at all. I believe there's one race, it's the human race. I believe there's a diversity within that race, but you're going to find things like a whole lot of common traits. You're going to find things like being able to intermarry, interbreed. You're going to find things that testify to the fact we're all one blood, we're one race. However, there are some incredibly popular ideas these days that kind of divide and conquer us because people are a different skin shade. I don't know. I think it's pretty much this race wars. Everything else is just a ploy of some of those in charge and control down here, trying to make sure that we're so busy fighting each other that we don't realize the horrible, evil things that they're up to in social engineering in the world. This morning I happened to be in Ferguson, Missouri with some friends. Remember a while, not all that long ago. I was also in Ferguson, Missouri. We were heading back from church that Sunday. So I was driving through part of town. I said, wow, look, that building burned down. I'm like, oh, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. I'm like, oh, right, yes. On Ferguson. So what there always seems to be is a lot of incentive for certain people to cause incredible tension between people, and it can be done in a lot of ways. But race, quote unquote, because I don't believe in it, is often kind of a powder keg, and I think it's incredibly dangerous. Personally. Right now, I live not all that far from Harrison, Arkansas. You drive through Harrison, Arkansas, you're going to see billboards that say White Pride Radio. You're going to see billboards that say it's not a crime to love your own person. And it's really interesting, just because even that's incredibly racist, right? Well, on the flip side, then, a Black Pride Radio would be as well. You can have BET, Black Entertainment Television. If you have WET, White Entertainment Television, that's going to be, see that there's a double standard here. Like I said, I don't buy into any of it. I don't believe any of it. And I'm not going to associate or not associate somebody with somebody just because they're a different skin tone even. I'm a different skin tone sometimes. As we, tan sometimes. Stuff like that. And even if you look at Mama Pepper, the Little Peppers, they're not white. They're not Caucasian as I am. So, but yet, we can intermarry. I believe we're just both part of the same race, the human race. Looking back farther in my life too, when I lived in New Orleans, interesting thing, I lived in the heart of the Black Pearl. I just looked it up online to make sure, and yeah, absolutely, I lived directly in the heart of the Black Pearl. Does that mean I was exposed to reverse racism? Well, no, I was exposed to racism. I used to get harassed quite a bit just walking one block to the corner store, and I'd say a lot of mean, nasty things, and I'd say, okay, yep, see you tomorrow, have a good one. And, thankfully nothing escalated, thankfully nothing happened, but what I find is, if we back up biblically, guys, we're going to find man as, we're going to find mankind coming from one blood. We're going to find Adam and Eve. We're going to find that, like with many species in this world, there's been a diversification. There's going to be different things like the folds of the eyelids. There's going to be different things like the size of the nose, the shape of the lips, that type of stuff, the height of the cheekbones. But there's also going to be things that testify to the fact we are the same. Now, if you look at an evolutionary thing, you've got things like Charles Darwin. What does Charles Darwin say? Read his book. Okay, and I'm not even asking you to get past the cover of The Origin of the Species. Just find one that hasn't been changed, because now it's called The Origin of the Species. That's not the full title. The full title is The Origin of the Species, or Preservation of Favored Races by the Process of Natural Selection. I'll have to look that up again too, but it says favored races. Guess which one was Charles Darwin's favorite? Okay, again, I don't believe in races, but he certainly did, and he had his favorite, and it was his own. Same thing he said, sometime in the not too distant future, as far as time is measured that the civilized races of man will most certainly exterminate the savage races of man. That's evolution, right? You pick one that's less evolved, you pick one that's more of a monkey, and you exterminate them. Why? Survival of the fittest. It's not my worldview. It's not what I believe, but it's certainly what the founder of the modern evolution movement believed, was immersed in, what he taught, and then head to Richard Dawkins as well. He says it's pretty much an insult to the evolutionary biologists that humans aren't classified as separate races. Yeah, that's another issue. So, like I said, I'm going to start probably a whole series, crank the whole thing out, write it out, but just be dealing with this whole foolish concept of you happen to have a different skin tone than me, so you're a completely different race, so you're less evolved? Guys, I'm not going to sit there and even let someone tell me, which, though they may not say it point blank, is in essence what they're doing. Oh, look, you have such light skin. You're so much more evolved than me. See, although somebody won't say that to your face, what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, no, I believe in evolution, I believe in this stuff. That's the underlying, part of the underlying belief of that entire worldview. So, I know evolution's really popular. I know it pretends to give people an out, that they don't have to be accountable to God for their actions, and I know that that's why a lot of people embrace it, and that's what a lot of people have said about why they embrace it. But you gotta understand, stuff comes along with it. Stuff like racism. So if you really want to talk about equality of races, maybe you should fight against the belief of macroevolution. Maybe you should fight against the idea, which is not supported by the fossil record, is just an idea. You can't show it scientifically because the scientific process is testable, observable, and repeatable, but that we're a bunch of monkeys, and some of us just haven't made it that far yet. So, alright, Papa out. I'll talk to you guys later.